What's the creative lie a soldier told that somehow became official record? My buddy Nolan Reed destroyed a government vehicle. Not just any vehicle, a brand new Humvee worth about $200,000. We were at a training exercise in the desert. Nolan was driving, I was in the passenger seat. He took a turn too fast, hit a rock, and rolled the whole thing into a ravine. Neither of us got hurt, but that Humvee was completely totaled. Upside down, wheels still spinning, smoke coming from the engine. Nolan sat there staring at the wreck. I'm finished. They're gonna end my career over this. He wasn't wrong. Destroying government property through negligence meant paperwork, investigations, possibly losing rank. His sergeant was already gunning for him over previous incidents. That's when Nolan got creative. Wild horses, he said suddenly. What? Wild horses spooked and ran across the road. I swerved to avoid hitting them. Lost control. Not my fault. I looked around. Nothing but empty desert and sagebrush. There's no horses out here. There's wild horse populations all over this region. I read about it. Protected animals. If I'd hit one, that's a federal violation. I had to swerve. 20 minutes later, our sergeant arrived with the recovery team. Nolan told his story with a straight face. Wild Mustangs appeared from nowhere. Ran right across the road. He chose the ravine over killing protected wildlife. Sergeant Wyatt looked skeptical. Horses? You sure about that? Absolutely, Sergeant. Whole herd of them. Maybe 8 or 9. Brown ones. I kept my mouth shut. Wasn't going to contradict him, but wasn't going to confirm either. The accident report got filed. Nolan wrote 3 pages about these phantom horses, described their colors, estimated their speed, explained his split-second decision to protect endangered wildlife. Investigation started. Motor pool sergeant examined the vehicle. Couldn't find any evidence of horse avoidance, but couldn't disprove it either. The damage was consistent with rolling into a ravine. Then something unexpected happened. Base environmental officer got involved. She'd been tracking wild horse populations for years. Heard about Nolan's sighting and got excited. This is significant, she told the investigation board. Wild horses haven't been documented in this training area for over a decade. If there's a new herd moving through, we need to adjust our exercise boundaries. Suddenly, Nolan's lie wasn't just saving his career. It was becoming an environmental issue. They brought him in for a detailed interview. Where exactly did you see them? What direction were they heading? Any foals in the group? Nolan doubled down. Added details. The lead horse was darker than the others. They came from the eastern ridge. Moved fast, like something had startled them. Environmental officer took notes furiously. Said she'd request a survey team to document the new herd. 2 weeks later, actual survey teams were driving around the desert looking for Nolan's imaginary horses. Thousands of dollars in resources. Multiple personnel assigned. All searching for animals that never existed. They found nothing, obviously. But here's where it gets ridiculous. The environmental report concluded that the horses must have been a transient group passing through. Recommended continued monitoring of the area. Nolan's accident got classified as unavoidable. No negligence, no punishment. The official record stated he'd made a responsible decision to protect wildlife. That report went into permanent files, got referenced in future training area assessments, became part of the official environmental history of that region. 3 years later, I'm at a different base entirely. Sitting through a briefing about training area wildlife hazards, the instructor pulls up a slide about wild horse encounters, lists documented sightings that required operational adjustments. There it was. Nolan's fake horses, listed as a confirmed sighting with date, location, and incident number, part of official military environmental records. I almost choked on my coffee. After the briefing, I called Nolan. He'd gotten out by then, working construction in Texas. Dude, your horses are famous. They're in official training materials now. He laughed so hard he couldn't breathe. You're kidding me. Dead serious. You created ghost horses that are now part of military doctrine. Nolan's lie had taken on a life of its own, became real through repetition and documentation. Those horses exist in government records even though they never existed in reality. Last year, a wildlife conservation group cited that same report in a petition to expand protected areas near military installations. Used Nolan's fictional sighting as evidence of horse migration patterns. The petition got approved. Nolan Reed's imaginary horses now have legally protected habitat.